Well, now that's looking kind of scary. Check out this unit of a truck. We have a 2017 Chevrolet. It's I believe it's a Silverado 1500. It's got the Z71 lifted off-road package. It's equipped with the 5.3 liter. That's the non-blowing up engine. The 6.2s, the blower uppers. That's actually a real thing. There's a huge recall going on about it right now. Check the link down in this video's description and this little link right up at the top if you want to learn about the nearly 1 million vehicles affected by faulty engineering and poor craftsmanship from the General Motors Corporation. That's right, they have identified a potential issue or a manufacturing defect which causes engines to suddenly lose propulsion while driving. That is not the case on this old reliable 2017 right here. This one is suffering from some kind of an electrical problem. I wonder what this could be. Customer states that they got pulled over. They got pulled over with a trailer because their lights out back at their trailer were not functioning. The lights on the truck were working, but the lights out back at the trailer connector were not working. So what we're going to do here is fire up the digital voltmeter, the DMM, the digital multimeter, and we're going to check for powers and grounds back there at the trailer brake connector. If we have none, we're going to follow the circuits forward and eventually figure out where the open is, and we're going to find out why this vehicle does not have trailer brake lights. So stay tuned. This is going to be a very good electrical diagnostic video. Opening the hood. Here's our brake rotor. There was our brake rotor. Now, I'm gonna need a helpy helper with this, and Cassidy's busy.
I'll do it.
I know she'll do it. Wife unit's gonna help. Cass is busy, Dave's at lunch, so the darling wife unit's gonna help. It's not that hard. What I'm gonna do is go out back to that trailer connector over there. I need you to hop in the cabin, turn the key on, give me some power, and then operate brakes and turn signals so I can see what we have and what we don't have. Thank you, darling, much appreciated. I'll be back here. Please don't start the truck and run me over, okay?
Okay.
Right on. All right, so the first thing I want to do here is we're going to test for the ground at the ground pin at this connector. So we've got a little diagram here. It's hard to make out. It's a circular diagram. It's got all 7 pins in it for the trailer pin connector there. And it looks like the ground is going to be the upper right-hand corner. That's going to be that one right there. So first I want to make sure that this connector has a good chassis ground, because if we don't have good ground, we don't have connection with any of the other circuits. So we're going to set this thing on continuity. It's going to beep when we make contact with itself. So since I've got one lead connected to ground, that means the other lead should be beeping anytime I find another good ground somewhere. Maybe there's one. Nope, not a good ground. How about that? Let's see if I have a good connection with my actual connector. We'll check the other ground pin. And we don't even have a good connection here because it came off. Silly rabbit. All right, good connection achieved. I went from the ground on the flat 4 to the ground on the 7-way. Hope that makes sense. So now, grounded at the trailer hitch, which is part of the chassis. We have a good ground at that connector. That establishes that. So, hey, Laura? Yes. Will you key this unit on and give me some brakes, please? I want to see brake actuation. We're going to check the ones back here. Brakes off?
Brakes off.
Brakes on? There we go. Off? On? All right, give me some right signal. Good. Truck's working. Give me left signal. Okay, now hold the brakes if you would, please. So we're going to check for stop lamps. We got left-hand stop that's on the right, and then the right-hand stop that's on the left. All right, brakes, please. Hold them, keep holding them. Okay, we've got left-hand trailer brake. And let off. Let on. Let off. Let on. Okay, so left-hand trailer brake's no good. Let's check our tail lights. Turn your headlights on, please. Parking lamps. That's going to be bottom right down there. Just turn the headlights on.
Headlights on.
There you go. Are they on?
They're on.
Turn them off. All right. Turn them on. Yeah, we've got no tail lights and no right side brake light. Okay. So, all right. I wonder if it's the connector. Let's pull the back of this connector off and see if we can't get to the connector on this connector, because we might just have a failed connector right here. Things happen, corrosion and whatnot. Here. Since we got some drip drops from the rain this morning, let's just lay down in the dirt and see if we can't get back here. Okay, yeah, there's my trailer connector. Let's get that guy disconnected. Here, how about a little bit of illumination in there so you guys can see what we're trying to see. So here's the back side of the trailer connector. It's a stick. Let's see if I can't get that guy to come off of there. Become unwiggled. There we go. So this thing's sitting at a bit of an angle, so we have to get the angle correct for our dangle, right? So let's make sure we get the correct wires. So my upper left, that's gonna be this one for my ground right there, that little guy. That should be the ground wire. Let's get it pinned up and check it. All right, this is kind of crude here, so I'm hoping you can see it. We're on voltage, yellow's on ground, this one should be brake. Let me have brakes, babe. Maybe I got it wrong. There we go. Let off. On. All right, keyed on. Let me have right signal.
Right signal. Do you want me to take the brakes off?
Yeah, take the brakes off.
Right signal.
Okay, we're not doing much anything here. Give me left signal.
Left.
Let off. Brakes. Turn taillights off. Headlights off.
Headlights are off.
All right, let me have left signal again. There's left signal. All right, give me right signal. See the meter? And nothing on right signal. So we have the same results. No tail, no brakes, and incorrect signals. So the problem is not at the trailer brake connector. The problem is forward of that somewhere in the vehicle. All right, time for wiring diagrams, I believe. Let's plug that guy back in. I know you guys can't see, it's kind of dark in there. Sorry about that. Let's get my goodies out of the way. All right, let's move forward on the vehicle and find where the problem's at. To the fuse block we go. Okay, so this vehicle has what's called a trailer brake control module integrated into it. Remember back in the day they used to have the little box you bolted down and that was your trailer brake controller? Well, now they're integrated into the vehicle, so you can adjust your gain and you can manually actuate. I recall these switches having been a problem when I was at the dealership, but I also recall there being fuse block problems. So we'll circle back to this thing later. Right now, let's go check our power supply and our fuses for the trailer brake system here. So we've got our under hood battery junction block right here. They call it a BJB, battery junction block, or a fuse box. So taking a look inside of here, let's look at our key. We've got micro fuses, J-case fuses, mini fuses, more micro fuses. That's very tough to see. Hope you guys can take my word for it. Actually, let me switch to my phone camera real quick. All right, let's try this with a different camera here. So we've got several fuse types in here. Micro J-case fuses. Now we see number one, that's trailer brake. Number two is trailer battery, because these things have a provision to charge an onboard battery. It's not much of a charge, but it's there. So we've got trailer brake, trailer battery, can't get the light right. Electronic ring BDS, RNG, I don't know what that one is, 74. That's a big boy fuse, 30 amps. J cases, the following fuses, number 3 ABS pump, nope, not it. Mini fuses, 2-pin, trailer stop turn lamps, 10 amp. Trailer park lamps, 20 amp. Well, we have no parking lamps, that's our running lights around the corner. And trailer stop, turn, right turn and left turn. See 14 and 17? So we're looking at 14, 15, and 17. Those may be our affected fuses. So let's take a look at our key here. 14, 15, and 17. Here we go, 14, 15, 17. Right there. So that means these guys, 14, 15, and 17, those are the ones we're looking for. Let's pull some needle noses out and check those guys. Yeah, I wish my GoPro recorded in 4K. That'd be really nice. It's just not very sharp up close. Let's see what we have here. That's a good fuse. So not it. Which one was this one? This was number 17. And number 17, trailer stop turn. Right turn. So that's right hand side. This might be our effective fuse right here. Let's see what we get. Ooh, look at that. I think that's a burned up fuse. You see it? We can put some light behind it. Bear with me here, folks. Bear with me. We're gonna try to do something here. Get a little light out. Yeah, now you can see it. Look at that. That one's blowed up. Okay. And what was the one for 15? I think 15 was trailer parking lamps. Yeah, number 15. That's the 20 amp right there, 15 parking lamps. And this one, can't tell. That one also is kind of blowed up looking. Oh yeah, that's blown up good. Look at that. See it? Okay, let's get a couple fuses and throw those in there and see what happens. I'm reluctant to jump for joy. I know better. 20 and a 10. I think I have a stash for that. 20 and a 10, yellow and a red. Let's do that. Yellow and a red. There's a yeller. And there's a red one. All right. Let's get these guys. Yeah, you can see this. Now that we're not in the intense light, it's even got a burn in it. See it right there? Look at that burn. Yeah, that's no bueno. So here, let's throw these guys back in. This one went in the corner. I think right there. And then this one, the 20 amp right there. Okay, let's go back to the trailer connector and start retesting. All right, Lauren is climbing back. You said yes, I was talking about you. She's climbing back in, she's gonna help us out. One more time here, so let's get our ground reconnected. I'm going to use this ground. See, there's a 4-way flat pin for trailers without brakes, then there's a 7-way pin for trailers with brakes and a battery. I'm just gonna use the ground on the 4-way. We've already established that those two are connected here, so that'll let me have less wiring jumbled up all in the mix. Basically, it's just easier for me to navigate around these little flappy things right here if I've got this connected down there. Plug it in, please. Stay plugged in. There we go. All right, the meter, let me self-check it. Back to continuity. Okay, we're good. Back to voltage. All right, Laura, key it on, please. And then let me have some brakes. Remember, brakes are stop limb, left-hand side, right-hand side. Okay. So left-hand side has voltage. Right-hand side has no voltage. Let off the brakes. Yeah, look at that. Brakes again. We have a problem here. 1.2 volts, that's not enough. All right, let me have a right-hand side signal. Okay, left signal. Give me right signal again. We have problem. Give me left signal. We're getting voltage on this one, but this is the pin for the right-hand side trailer brake. Turn the headlights on, please. These should be tail lights right here. Maybe that one. That one there. Headlights off. Yep. Oh, thank you. Which one was that? Bottom left. Bottom left is, oh, that's positive. So we need parking lamps. That's bottom right. Yeah, turn the headlights on again. I'm not getting Not getting parking lamp here either. Start the engine real quick. Yeah. Headlights on? Okay. So we found blown fuses and it still isn't doing what we want. Shut it off. Yeah, we should be getting something here, but nada. All right, let's take the voltmeter back to the fuse box and let's check the actual fuses, make sure they're getting power. My dear, yes. Thank you for your assistance. I appreciate you. Oh, we're all done for now. I'll call you when I need you, if I need you. So over here at the battery, I'm gonna hook this red jumper lead to battery negative, just so we have a good ground for the meter. It's quite a long lead. Just gonna run this over here and connect it to this other alligator clip, just to give me some more space so I'm not trying to connect two wires at the same time. So here we're still on voltage. Let's see what we get. Here, let's turn on my headlights here. That should turn on our parking lamps. And that should have been fuse number 15 trailer parking lamps. 15s was the 20 amp, that's the yellow. So let's just probe the test point here. There's voltage, and there's voltage. Okay, so we have voltage on both sides of the fuse for our trailer brake lamps. Let's go recheck parking lamps one more time. Maybe I made an error. It's either we have open circuit from the fuse box back, or I had a connection error. Anyway, headlights and taillights are still turned on. Let's try to do this in one shot so you guys know there's no funny business taking place here. Bear with me. So, once again, we're going stop parking lamps down. That's the bottom right-hand corner. That's this one. And then we go up to ground. Okay, yeah, we do have power there. Okay, see it? I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, okay, so we solved the trailer light issue with the park lamps with the fuse, but we're not getting our signals. Let's check them one more time. Let's go left signal. We'll check it at the fuse. Let's connect our ground to our meter, or our meter to our ground. And left hand turn signal on our trailer stop lamp, left hand, that's 14. That's that one, upper left hand corner. Voltage, and see it's going on off. That's the signaling. Let's check the other side here. Signaling on off. So what that's telling me is that the switches and the circuitry from the driver to the fuse block to engage left-hand trailer turn signal is operating. We have left-hand turn signal here. Let's check it again one more time. Left-hand stop turn. That's the one on the right. Same deal. I'm gonna try to one-shot this. One on the right again. That's left hand. Oh, now we're working. Did I get it confused? Is right hand my problem? Yeah, that's left. And this one should be right. What did it just do? Did I get this bass backwards? Let's try right hand, see if that's the one that we don't have. Right signal. And again, right signal is the left side of this connector. So that should be this one for right signal. Agreed? And right signal is not giving us anything. Okay. I must have went full dyslexia on that one. It happens. But yeah, we're not getting anything. There's our trailer lights. That's parking lamps again, but no left signal. Okay, let's go check the diagrams. Let's pull them up in All Data Land. Since we know the fuses are good. Oh, we gotta check the right signal fuse one more time. Bear with me guys. I'm just trying to be thorough here, since I know I've made a guesstimation error. So the other one, we already checked 14, that means 17 is our next one. No power. Try the other side of the fuse, no power. So we're not getting power through the fuse block for the right-hand signal. Let's check left hand one more time just to prove out that that's the way it should be working. Switching fuses. There's power. There's power. And it looks like our tail lamps are still working. There we go. But right hand stop and turn is not functioning. Check it a third time just to verify. Yep, not functioning, not functioning. Okay. So we saw some of it with a fuse, but it's not just fuses. To the diagrams. Okay, we're pulled up. 2017 Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive, 5.3 liter. We want to find diagrams. We want interactive colored diagrams, and we're looking for lighting and horns. And then we want, there we go, trailer tow circuit under exterior lighting. Good. So here's a diagram of our trailer tow circuits. So let's go up here to, actually, let's find our connector on here somewhere. Body control module, that's over here hanging out. Trail bike control module here. This is our trailer connector, right there in that location. And if we're gonna follow this wire bundle all the way over to the next diagram, it puts us at this little split. So this says with special equipment, without special equipment. I think this is a non-special equipment, so we're gonna go for this route here, which bridges us up into these 5 circuits here. And we're talking about, we have trailer parking lamp, that's been fixed, right? Right turn signal and left turn signal, these guys here. So we know that we have power here at left turn. This 10 amp fuse, we are not getting any power at this 10 amp fuse right here. This fuse is after this relay right here. See that relay? There's 2 relays, one for each side. Those relays are powered off of this bus bar right here, which takes its power off of fuse 2A. So that's just since that's 2 amps, that means that that is just powering the control circuit on these relays. Okay. So we know, or we theorize, that that one's working because we have one trailer circuit that does work, one does not. I am concluding based on this diagram that the relay has failed. And the relay is integrated into the underhood fuse block assembly. Oh no! Surprise, surprise, a GM with a blown up fuse block. Yeah, these things were bad for that. These are real easy to remove. Let's pull this fuse block out of here and take a look for corrosion at the pins. Yeah, there's some right there. I see corrosion right there. Here, let's try some clever zoom, see if we can't see it. See that white stuff in there kind of hanging out? I know it's getting a little hazy. That is some kind of corrosive element. Yeah, what happens is water gets in these fuse blocks and it just wreaks havoc on the printed circuit board inside. There's a PCB in there. And as you can see, it does have external relays, but it also has internal relays, little micro relays. I think we have a problem inside of this block. Let's try to pull the fuse block out and see if we can visually identify any other problems. Visual inspections are key here. Now this is actually fantastic. See, these things are so failure prone. They've been made very easy to remove. Little tab here, ×2. See that lever? Next tab over here, pull it up. One more down there on the right. And you pull these guys up together start wiggling. And the whole fuse block comes out. Now I made an error. I neglected that power wire. I have to take that off right there. It's a 13mm stud. Oops. I was becoming excited to find the problem and I forgot to remember to take this guy off. Unclick. There we go. That up there. Pull that power wire out. Let it sit right there. Broke that, but it's fine. There we go. Let's take a peek inside of these connectors and make sure we don't see a bunch of corrosion here at the pins. That's worst case scenario. If we've got a bunch of corrosion in these pins and we can't clean it out, then that means we need to change wiring harness connectors, and that's no fun. These look good. I'm gonna drop some water in there on that one. Look at that. Oh no, I ruined it. Yeah, these look good. Okay, let's go check the actual fuse block. Okay, so that was one of the affected fuses right there. You see all that white stuff? That's a bunch of corrosion inside of there. That is not the best. However, over here on the back side, I'm not finding any corrosion on the pins, which makes sense because we didn't see it on the pins in the truck over yonder. However, as I said, there's a printed circuit board, the emergency. There's a PCB inside of here, and that contains little relays. These little guys. Those are non-serviceable and they're integrated into this fuse block. So I believe, kind of based on testing so far, we are going to need to replace this fuse box assembly. I'm gonna need to call up the dealership and see if they stock them. They usually do, because these are a very high failure rate component, especially if you pressure wash your little dealio here. In fact, some of these had a little engraving that says do not pressure wash. Yep, there it is. Look, do not pressure wash your fuse box. It has electricity and a lid and a excerpt in the service manual. Yeah, no pressure washing of your fuse boxes. Ford has the same problem, but their fuse box is over there on that side. Alrighty, and we seem to have acquired the correct component here. We've got a GM part number for you. It's gonna be 84303-175. That is supposed to be the under hood fuse block assembly. Let's get this thing cut open and see what we have inside here. Hope it's the right one. They made multiple different kinds, don't know why. Let's get up in here. Come here. Oh look, we got a new lid. That's nice. Looks good. Let's pull the lid here. See if it came with fuses and relays. And yes, it sure did. Look at that, that's pretty. So there's our new one on the right, old one on the left, and doing a fuse count, kind of eyeballing it. This looks accurate. Everybody, we're missing a 30 amp. Or no, this one has a 30, this one's missing it. What is that fuse? See, look. Got a fuse here, 30 amp green one, and it's not here. Along with, looks like these two relays and these fuses here. I need to swap these guys over. Okay, no problem. So looking at the key on the lid, these are upfitter relays and upfitter fuses. That's something you're typically gonna find on a vehicle. There's not even a provision here for it. Or wait, I'm dumb. The new one has the extra stuff, the old one does not. So these are upfit relays. These are for if we have, let's say like a light bar that was a factory option, tow lights, tow package stuff, ambulance, things of that nature. And since the new one, or this vehicle wasn't equipped, the new one was prepped for an upfit package. So we're just gonna go ahead and recover all of these out of the block because none of this is gonna be necessary. And would only serve to confuse future technicians. So we're just gonna match what the old block has versus the new block. You guys see anything else? Did I miss any? We got a 20 over here that doesn't belong there. Get rid of you. This line is good. This line is good. Good, 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 good. Don't need this relay. Goodbye. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This one. This one's not necessary. What was this one labeled as? Oops. 65. 65 upfit 1. Don't need the upfit. Okay, and then one relay here. This relay was labeled 60 something. Yeah, it looks like it's 61, 62, and 60. This one goes away right here. And the rest of this is looking pretty good. Okay, I think we're all set. Let's get this thing dropped into position and installed, then we'll recheck and test. Turn the light back on here. Power up. So all of these harness connectors, those are clipped into the bottom of this fuse block housing, and that's going to locate them in position. So all we need to do to install this is just make sure that it's lined up properly and we don't booger up the pins. So set her down in there. It usually guides in quite nicely. We'll move the levers until it starts to fall into place. And it's starting to snap down, which is good. Let's put our bolt on so that power wire doesn't fly out of there. Nut. That's a nut. And we just push these guys down, snap it in. I just heard some stuff start to power up. That's good. Let's make a good connection here. Clickage. Put the cap back on it. Little cover dealio. Okay, it's all seated quite nicely. Let's go fire it up and do some testing and inspections next. Right hand turn. We're gonna check it out the fuses. Then we're gonna check it at the connector, make sure it's all gonna work. So, right hand side, getting voltage, that's one side of the fuse. The other side of the fuse, also getting voltage, good. Let's check left hand side real quick. This one, good. I hear the relay in there too, clicking. Voltage on both sides, fantastic. So now in theory, well, assuming everything else works, not in theory. In fact, we should have power back there. Let me get my helpy helper one more time. Darling,
Yes.
we need you.
He licks me all the time and I make it.
We're waiting.
I'm here.
We're waiting. You hop in, same exercise. You're gonna operate signals. You already have left signal going. Keep it there. I'll tell you when to do right signal, then I'll tell you when to do brakes and the headlights and all that good stuff. Thank you, darling. Let's go get ourselves hooked back up back here one more time. Going over to the negatory connector. Right there. That's not gonna work. I give up on my first attempt to make that smooth and streamlined. All done. We're just gonna do it this way. Get my lead back. So we are left signal. That's our right hand side connector. Correct? Shh, come on. Left hand side connector. Brakes on. Which one was brake? Oh wait, I'm silly. These are, that bottom right one was parking lamps, silly me, not brakes. Hey, tell you what, turn my headlights on, please. Did I blow the fuse up? I think I just blew up that fuse. I think I touched it when I was trying to pin the bottom. Let me check it. Stay right there. Did I broke it? Sure did. Blew it right up. Let's try this one more time. There. New fuse, not blowed up. Laura, I just need headlights on, if you don't mind. Let's see if I can undo that, what I have just done. There we go. Headlights off. There you go. Headlights on. Off. And give me brakes. Which one is that bottom left? That was steady on. Bottom left, oh, that's positive. That's power supply positive, okay. So brakes left and right. Again, same circuits as the signals. Hook that back up. Get up in there. They do have connector testing equipment for this, by the way. I don't have one. Are you brakes on?
Brakes on.
Brakes on, good. That's right side. And left side, brakes on. Brakes off, right?
Brakes are off.
Both sides. One more time, brakes on. There's voltage. There's voltage. Beautiful. I think we have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This one's donezo. So we had blowed up fuses, and you can shut it off there, darling. Thank you. Oh, wait. Can you do the window relearn procedure?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, click dismiss on your steering wheel button, the one on the right. See what it's saying? Open the window. It says open, then close driver window. So just push it all the way up and hold the button. Bye.
Bye.
And then down. Push and hold it, keep holding it. All right, now one tap it up and it should go up by itself.
Oh, yeah.
See that? Now one tap it down. There you go. Do the same thing for that window over there. You have to relearn the start stops after you disconnect power. It's a memory function thing. Hello, alien darling. Are you taking the puppy outside?
Yeah.
Oh, he's scared. He's scared of the camera. What's up, baby? Goodness, he's a good baby. You're so much better than your sister. She's a mean dog and you're a good dog. You can say that to dogs, but not actual kids. It's not okay to say that to kids. Not at all. But dogs are okay, that's fine. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about real quick on these Silverados with regards to power supply issues. We know there's a known issue with those fuse blocks, but this junction block over here is also a major problem. This thing is integrated, it has integrated fuses inside of this little bus bar thing right here, and those fuses will blow up and they will make the starter not work, they'll make the alternator not charge, or they will not send any power over to that fuse box. If you go through and test these using continuity with a multimeter or even check for voltage, you can get voltage on the other side of these guys and it'll test good. But for some reason, this thing will open up and it won't carry any current. So it'll still make a connection. I've seen them fail that way, but they can lead you to improperly diagnose it because that little junction block thing has failed. It's kind of another problem with these things, and they also tell you do not pressure wash this thing as well. So let's get to the good part. See, we know this thing has a failure in it because we replaced it and now the system is working, but we don't know what failed inside of there. Now, normally you can't get into these, but since this is a junk unit and we know it, let's go ahead and strip it down, and we're gonna saw this thing in half and see if we can't take a look at the circuit board inside and figure out what happened with the PCB. It's probably just got a little failed nano relay in there, and the relay is not serviceable, and that's probably what condemned this several $100 component. So give me a minute here. Let me yank out all these fuses because I save things because I'm thrifty, and we'll bust out a saw of some sorts or some screwdrivers or whatever we got to do. It's a hard to find fuse, and we're going to dissect this unit and see what happened inside of it. Okay, intermission over. I've been over at the other toolbox gouging away at the little clips that hold this together, and I've got the bottom panel off. We can see here we've got our bus bar. This is our main power feed circuit into this printed circuit board. That is just the top side of it. And here's our PCB. There she is. Look, that's the corrosion that we saw at the fuse right here. See some of that corrosion right there? This is what we were looking at, that one. But if we look way over here, this circuit board's eaten alive. And that corrosion has found its way into these little relays right here. These micro relays are the reason that these entire units fail. A little bit of water gets on this board and it just wreaks havoc inside of here. And that right there is clear evidence to the failure. So if you've got a goofy electrical problem with your Silverado, you probably have a ruined circuit board inside of your power distribution block near the battery. That's the problem right there. Found it, I got it, I win, you lose, truck's fixed, problem solved. All right, boys, I'm backing this one into its parking hole as we speak. This one is good to go. We have power at our trailer brake circuits. That means our trailer will function as designed. It will be within local ordinances and traffic safety rules. And I have nothing more to offer you in this particular vehicle. This thing is all set and ready to rock and roll. So guys, that being said, I have nothing more to offer you as I just stated, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. I will do such things as always by thanking you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here all the way to the end. That tells me you liked this video. If in fact you did like this video, please feel free to communicate that to me effectively by engaging that like button down below. Drop me a comment or two while you're down there. And most importantly, check one of these links at the end screen here to watch similar content as this. Hope to see you there. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. End of video, end of day, end of transmission. Goodbye, Silverado.